Okay, so here's the second part of the grammar review. So on the last one, we were answering questions with nosotros and usted. This time, you're going to be translating sentences. And just like always, you're going to have to do the English and the Spanish. So do the English and then translate it to Spanish. Guys, these are all vocab words or they're in your grammar book. So don't go on the internet and try to find words that we've not studied. And remember, you have to keep them in present tense and the verb endings have to match your subject. So if the subject is yo and the verb is presentar, you have to say yo presento. If it's ella, you have to say ella presenta, and so forth. If there's something like he is or she is doing something, like he is presenting, then you would just say he presents. If it was something like she does present, you would just do she presents. Don't translate the does or the is unless they're main verbs, okay? So you're going to be doing two sections. Page 120, the second one on the bottom, and then page 121, okay, number 2, and then you're doing English and Spanish for both and the memory verse quiz. Now there's a lot of information here. So this is your homework assignment right here. And then I also have noted that you have a quiz on Friday, 1 John 3:8. You can call me anytime this week. And you have another spiral drill. This is your third one. We have 4 to get all together. We've done 2, so we've had 2 left. So this time you're going to go English to Spanish for 2 minutes. So the quiz can be done anytime before Friday, and the spiral drill, read it with a partner, and then call me with your score or text me your score. So a lot going on. Okay, so remember, you're doing 2 sections. You're doing section 120, number 2, the bottom, not the top. The top was last time. And you're doing 121, number 2, the English and the Spanish. Okay? Drop my book, so let me get that. All right, so let me see what we're going to do here. We have page 120 on the bottom, number 2. It's only 5 of them. It says translate. Where do you practice the piano? So page 120, number 2, the bottom. Please title these appropriately when you send them, because we've been doing so many of these exercises, and when you don't title them right, I don't know what I'm grading, okay? So the first one says, where do you practice the piano? Where do you practice the piano? So I'm going to tell you right now, page 87, look there. That's where your interrogative words are. So the who, what, when, where, and all of those words, those are on page 87. Que means what, quién is who, donde is where, cuando is when, and so forth. So again, page 87, that's where you're going to find those translations, okay? So it says, where do you practice? Since it's a question, you have to say, donde, and you have to have an accent. Do doesn't translate in Spanish, so put the you, donde, and remember, because it's a question, the verb goes first. So here's my verb, that's going to go here. Donde practica, notice it's you, so practica, donde practica usted? If it said, where do I practice, it would be donde practico yo, okay? So donde practica usted? So the first one is done for you. Again, the do didn't translate, okay? All right, let's look at page 121. So that was an example from 120, number 2. Here's page 121. Okay, so 120, number 1. The first one says, do I copy the verse? No, the last time we did this, a couple of you, well, one of you, but I won't say who, these are separated by the word and then the box and then the word on the outside. Don't draw them in boxes. They need to be a complete sentence, okay? So it says, do I copy the verse? So number 1, do I copy the verse? Now you are not answering the question like you did on the lesson 2 days ago. So you're not going to change I to you when you answer, okay? Because you're not answering, you're translating. So just go ahead and translate. Now do again doesn't translate. So I copy the verse, question. So question mark, I is yo, or actually it's a question, so you need the verb. So here's my verb that goes first. So you would say copio. Copiar is the verb, so copio yo el versículo. These are all parts of your grammar book or your vocab list, so you should be able to find them there. Copio yo el versículo? Question mark. I put A, this should be O. And you're done. Okay? So all of them, number 2 through 10, say do you imitate, do we answer, does he, all of those. The words on the left side, on the outside of the box, are not going to translate because they're helping verbs. So you're going to start with the words on the inside of the box and then do the words to the right of the box only. Okay, guys, please let me know if you need help with this lesson. Remember to call me this week for your quiz and also to do your spiral drill. And also one last thing, when you turn in your books at the end of the year, you're also going to be turning in your spiral rings. So make sure you don't lose those because I'm going to need those back for next year. And I'll be collecting those probably the last week of school sometime after your finals, okay? All right, take care, guys.